Hey everyone, today we're going to look at this module. It's the Headbanger. It's a collaboration between SetonixSynth and Robots Are Red. It's a distortion module with its inspiration based on the Boss heavy metal pedal, but made especially for Eurorack. Robots Are Red sent this to me to demo here for you today. It's got some really great features and an interesting sound. And considering it's an effects module and what really matters is the sound, let's jump right into some sound examples. A quick note though, if you are interested in purchasing it, I'll put links in the description where you can find it. All right, let's jump into it. So I've got a simple synth voice hooked up. Just to give you an idea of the modules I'm using a DIY build of an AI synthesis VCO. It's going through a make noise Q pass for a filter. I'm using the Mailroom by Modular for my envelope and VCA, and another module by Robots Are Red, the sump pump, we'll use to duck the bass once we get going. So just to give you an idea of what the oscillator sounds like with no filtering or anything. So that is just a simple saw wave, and let's add some distortion from the Headbanger. The EQ is set to unity, everything is turned down, and I'm going to turn up the dry signal. And as soon as I do, and I go to wet, nothing comes through, and that's because there's no gain. So let's turn up the gain a little bit. So you can already hear that just adding in the gain gives that kind of natural, overdriven saturation, and that's just a really nice touch in and of itself. Now also, if you're driving it a lot, you might have some clipping happen. That's where this crush comes in. That's a soft limiter. So that's once you start adding in the distortion. Right now it's not going to do anything because the distortion is turned all the way down. As we turn up the distortion, you might want to add a little bit of the soft limiter to just keep things from clipping, or you might want to leave it off if you want to get nuts. But let's hear some of the distortion. And let's bring in some of the drums. Now this sounds great too. If you want to start messing around with the EQ, you can get some really cool sounds. So I'm going to play around with the EQ. Right there, that was a great example of these will actually boost your signal. So as I was cranking these up, you could kind of hear it start to clip a little bit, and that's when I turned on the crush. So just, I'll toggle that on and off so you can hear the difference. And then of course, this sounds great when you start applying a little bit of a filter before the signal. So I'm gonna add in, start filtering out sounds using my Q pass. And let's play around with some of the sounds while I'm ducking the bass a little bit. I'm going to use a sump pump for that, and I'm triggering it using an envelope that's coming from my kick drum module, which is the Shockmot battering ram. Now this feedback circuit, you have a send and receive for that. So you can, this is the fully wet signal. So right now, because this is fully wet, we're sending, it matches the output. So you could send it out, process it, and then send it right back in and create feedback loops on your own. It's normaled, so that means that you can still use the feedback circuit without anything plugged into it. It self-oscillates and can be affected by the EQ to kind of create some chaos. So let's listen to that a little bit. Cool. And now this Doom switch adds a bit of bass boost. Nice. All right, let's just to give you an idea of what it sounds like with a different wave. Let's quickly play a pulse wave, and I'm going to modulate it using an LFO. So this is what the dry signal sounds like. Awesome. And of course you can modulate all of these parameters, the gain, the feedback, and the dry wet, and then these become attenuators for whatever CV you put in there. Just to give you another example of the sound, I'm going to rewire everything, and that drum beat that you're hearing, let's send that through the Headbanger. I think that's really cool when you send full drum mixes through a distortion module like this. Okay, so this is what I've just switched everything around. So now the drums are going through the Headbanger. So this is what it sounds like. Pretty straightforward. Now let's apply some of that distortion to the drums. So there you go, that's the Headbanger. That should give you a great idea of what it sounds like and some possible uses for it. But overall, I think it has just a really nice character. If you're interested in purchasing it, check out the links in the description. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.